Hyundai Palisade owners, have you heard the buzz? There's some urgent news you seriously don't want to miss. If you drive a 2020 or 2021 Palisade, or you're thinking of picking one up used, let me put it plainly. Hyundai just issued a safety recall that could affect you or your family. I know none of us want to imagine something going wrong with our seatbelts, but this recall isn't some random warning. It's about a real seatbelt defect that the experts say could make your belt just come undone. No click, no warning, just you. Loosen your seat when you need that belt the most. Don't panic. There's a fix and a process. But first, let's break down what happened, so you know if you're at risk and what steps to take to keep everyone safe. Ready to get clear on the facts? Let's dig in. So, what set off this whole recall? Well, in mid-2024, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, yep, NHTSA, the big safety watchdog, opened a formal investigation into certain Hyundai Palisade SUVs. The problem? Those seatbelts we all trust might pop open out of nowhere, no crash required. Imagine buckling up and suddenly realizing mid-drive that your belt just let go. That's the exact nightmare scenario NHTSA wanted to stop. Hyundai, to their credit, reacted quickly and issued a recall for 2020 and 2021 Palisade models in the US. The issue traces back to the way the seatbelt anchor, the tricky part that's supposed to lock the belt in place, was installed at the factory. If that anchor isn't solid, the belt could release in a split second. Over 330,000 Palisades are being looked at for the belt issue, but this recall focuses on tens of thousands made in those 2 years. This isn't Hyundai's first safety action, but it's a big one. If you're wondering, is my Palisade on that list? Let's get into the details next. So, who exactly is caught up in this recall? If you own a 2020 or 2021 Hyundai Palisade, no matter the trim or options, you need to pay attention. The recall is currently US-wide, and if you're watching from Canada, keep an eye out for updates from Hyundai Canada too. They often mirror these warnings. Now, you might have heard that the NHTSA is investigating up to 330,000 Palisades from 2020 to 2023, but Hyundai's recall for now is just for those earlier years. That's possibly tens, or even hundreds of thousands of SUVs. And if you're thinking, but what about my Kia Telluride? Isn't it basically the same car? Right now, Telluride isn't named, but I'd absolutely keep an eye out if you're in one. Wondering how to check your own Palisade status? It's simple. Grab your VIN and head to NHTSA's website or Hyundai's recall page, plug it in, and see if your car's included. Or just ask your local dealership, they'll know. Now that we know which vehicles are touched by this, let's talk about what's actually at stake if you ignore the warning. Let me spell out why this isn't just another little warning light on your dash. Seatbelts exist for one reason: to keep you and your loved ones strapped in when the worst happens. If that anchor point fails, your belt could come unhooked in a crash, or even weirder, while you're just cruising around town. That means you'd have zero real protection. This isn't just theoretical. According to reports, owners have filed complaints about belts releasing with zero warning. Even though small numbers of cases can trigger big recalls, the risk is real. It only takes one time for a seatbelt to fail when you need it. And without a working belt, even minor accidents become way more dangerous. Ejection, serious trauma, the worst case stuff you never want to see. It's scary to think about, but this is exactly why Hyundai issued the recall. Safety is the priority here. And honestly, having the recall means the system is working before someone gets seriously hurt. Let's get practical now. Here's what you need to do right away if you're affected. Okay, here's where I go into full safety coach mode. First, don't panic and stop driving altogether. But do take this seriously. Hyundai is sending out official recall letters, and you might get a call or an email from your dealership too. But there's no need to wait, just jump online and enter your VIN on the NHTSA site, or check with Hyundai's recall lookup so you know ASAP. If you confirm your Palisade is affected, call your Hyundai dealer and set up a free inspection. The fix? Dealers will look at the seatbelt assembly, test that anchor, and if it's loose or suspect, they'll repair or swap out the part. Free of charge, no questions asked. It's a straightforward shop visit. If only all car repairs were that easy, right? While you wait for your letter or appointment, use some common sense. Seat everyone away from the affected belt if possible, and buckle up every time, even for short trips. And hey, if you have questions or want to share your experience with this recall, let me know in the comments. I read every one, and the whole recall roadmap with Morgan crew does too. Let's finish with some real-world context and wrap this up. All right, let's zoom out for a second. The Hyundai Palisade has always scored well on safety, and recalls like this, while they sound scary, are actually evidence of the system working. Manufacturers catch problems, alert everyone, and get you fixed up at no cost. Even the best cars run into issues, but what matters is what happens next. If you're a Palisade or even a Telluride owner, takeaway number one is this: always check for recalls before you hit the road. Manufacturers and NHTSA keep evolving safety with every new model year. And if you ever wondered if seatbelt recalls happen much, nope, they're pretty rare, which just adds to why this one's important to respond to fast. So, have you checked your VIN yet? Was your Palisade on the list? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you found this video helpful, hitting that like button tells YouTube this is info more drivers need. Before you go, don't forget, you can always count on Recall Roadmap with Morgan to bring you the truth about recalls first. Let's bring it home. In case it isn't clear, I care about keeping you and every driver safe. So if you've got a 2020 or 2021 Hyundai Palisade, check your recall status today. Subscribe to Recall Roadmap with Morgan for more updates, breakdowns, and honest advice every week. What other car recall stories or safety myths do you want explained next? Tell me in the comments. Your requests drive this channel. Thanks for watching, buckle up, and as always, stay safe out there.